Good morning. This has been a very interesting week. A week in which we saw a nominee for the highest court in the land, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, go through a very contentious procedure with the Senate Judiciary Committee. We saw displayed anger, frustration, fear, doubt, and unbelief. We experienced a similar situation some 26 years ago when Anita Hill brought forth similar allegations against Clarence Thomas. Many postulated as to what we'd learned during that particular time period and after that time period. Some would say not much. Others would attempt to give many reasons for why this was different. At the end of the day, some said there is no difference in situations like this because men always win. Men are always right. I don't know if I can believe or accept that statement, but in these matters, it appears that men win more than women. I always want to have a balanced opinion about this. I am a son of a mother. I am a brother of sisters. And I am a father of daughters. I am a nephew of aunts. And I am a friend of many women. I am also a man. And given that perspective, is always my hope and desire that we can find a place of balance. When we can find a place of balance, there's room for all of us to be right in our own positions. Yet when we have a situation where a lady believes, feels, thinks, and is convinced that she has been violated by a man, then we must listen. At least have an open enough mind to give consideration to the possibility. Now, we are not obligated to believe. We are not obligated to make judgment. For truly, God knows and God understands who is right and who is wrong. I won't attempt to say what I think, feel, or believe because it's irrelevant. My hope is simply that we retain enough decency and common sense to give the possibility that something like this could happen. I even challenge the men to think back when you were in high school. Was there a situation that perhaps occurred that, if truth be known, you'd be afraid for it to come to light? Did you ever have a situation to where perhaps you did something that you wouldn't even give consideration to today? But as a teenager, perhaps you did. I hope and I pray that we always maintain an understanding that what one may execute, think about, or even do as a teenager is not necessarily a reflection of what he's about or what she is about as an adult. However, given those particular possibilities and considerations. It does not excuse any of us if we have been found guilty or we are guilty of violating the sanctity and the security of another human being. We know in this country there are many examples that we can point to historically and even in this postmodern era where women were indeed violated by men, taken advantage of by men, treated misogynistically by men. And yes, we know there is a group of women who are also guilty of these same violations, taking advantage of men or perhaps seducing them without the man's full understanding of what has taken place. Don't look surprised. There are women who have the capability of seducing and taking advantage of men. And it happens every day. We live in a world where all around us we are bombarded with sexual suggestion, with opportunities to be aroused, and with invitations to get involved. We hope and pray that all of us can walk in what many call the fruit of the Spirit, with love and joy and peace and patience and goodness and kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And that we might be found guilty of doing everything we can to make sure both men and women are protected from predators. Those who would use their positions of power, authority, maturity, money, position, age, status, whatever, to extract from another human being that which would otherwise be theirs. In many ways, this is a very sad week, as we saw another American icon, Bill Cosby, be found guilty of sexual assault in a situation that happened 14 years ago. And in all of the allegations against him, 60-some in number, this one had not exhausted the statute of limitations. And because of that, he was found guilty. Now, in no way would we ever condone any of these activities or any of these actions. We do, however, believe that as we just look at our judicial system, there always appears to be an inequitable application of what we call justice. It's our hope that over the course of the next few weeks, months, and years, that we will share with you perspectives, opinions, insight, perhaps divergent opportunities to see life different from what we are programmed to believe each and every day. We pray God's grace, mercy upon you and your family. And we pray that as you go out and as you come in, that you'll be able to achieve everything that you have been called to do. We believe we all have a purpose, and we all have a ministry of reconciliation. And our prayer is that we will not sit back and allow things to take place in this dispensation without us doing everything we can to share what we have learned in admonition and in love with all who would dare to listen. Until next time, peace, love, and understanding.